Sometimes sprint car racing is great, like really great, but other times it can really suck, and we'll talk about that today. Plus, the race that nobody seemed to want to win, heavyweights going at it with Lucas, and a lot more. Let's go. It's Wednesday, July 16th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Real quick before we get started, if you like what we do here 5 days a week, please consider subscribing to the show on YouTube, the podcast places, or like and follow on Facebook. It's free to do that everywhere, and I'll help keep you in the loop on everything happening in dirt racing. You can watch full episodes of the Daily on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. You can also listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and at DIRTRACKR.com. Full show transcripts are also available at DIRTRACKR.com/daily. That's if you want to read the show, if you know somebody who's hard of hearing and they want to participate as well. We are very nearly to 44,000 subscribers right now on YouTube and past 42,000 on Facebook. The goal for 2025 is 50,000 on both platforms. Last night was one of those race nights that reminds you just how dangerous sprint car racing really is. And I don't know about you, but it makes me have this kind of a bit of a love-hate relationship with the sport. When it's good, it's really good. But seeing guys get in really ugly crashes with the possibility of getting badly injured or worse, all of that is why sprint car racing just really sucks sometimes. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, driver Caleb Henry got into the front stretch catch fence last night at Attica in the World of Outlaws B main. He was battling Brady Bacon for the final transfer spot coming to the checkered, and the two came together. Bacon threw a big slider into turn 3, and it didn't clear. The two banged wheels hard, with Henry's car going wing first into the catch fence. The program was delayed for over an hour while Henry was extricated from the car and subsequently put on a helicopter and flown to Toledo for medical care. Word from the racetrack last night was that Henry had feeling in all of his extremities and was talking to officials. At 1:15 a.m. this morning, Henry's social media shared, quote, "Caleb's preliminary scans have come back clear. At this time, there is no indication of any further head, neck, or back injuries. More assessment will be completed when final test results are received and evaluated. Further updates will be provided when available. Caleb's family, team, and friends have seen the messages and outpouring of support. While we cannot respond to everyone, we are incredibly grateful for everyone's thoughts and prayers during this time," unquote. Certainly good news to hear, and hopefully things continue to progress. When you're a sprint car fan, it's always the thing you dread, those few tense moments after a big crash, waiting to hear the announcer say the driver's out of the car and okay. And I'm sure I've said this before on the show, but track and series safety workers deserve way more credit than they ever get. Henry's car hadn't even stopped crashing yet last night, and workers were already on the move. And those guys have no idea what they're going to find when they get to the car. That's a tough job to take on, and I'm glad we've got people out there like that. And I know some people were upset this past weekend with Justin Whittle's actions at Port Royal. If you don't know, he blew a tire late while leading. He kind of let his emotions get the best of him, and he was out of his car onto the track with other cars still circulating. As we saw last night, sprint car racing is dangerous enough without needing to add to it with actions like that. I don't know if Whittle will be penalized, but I hope at the very least somebody has a conversation with him about the situation. After Henry's crash, the show did go on, and we ended up with a wild feature where it kind of felt like nobody wanted to win the thing. Kyle Larson started on the pole, but he ended up only leading really a couple of laps. He got by Buddy Kofoid in traffic at one point. Larson actually backed up to finish 5th on the night. Not something you hear about very often, a Kyle Larson pole start and not winning that race. Kofoid was probably the best car, and he ended up leading the most laps, but a spin while battling with Sheldon Haudenschild took him out of the lead, and he finished 2nd on the night. And that spin for Kofoid paved the way for Sheldon to lead, but the 17 also made a mistake a few laps later, getting over the cushion by himself and kind of just throwing it away. It's that thing we talk about with Sheldon, one of the most exciting drivers in sprint car racing, but it's going to bite him, and we see that, it seems like, a few times this season. Carson Macedo then in position to capitalize, and he led the final 4 laps to grab the win in the Brad Doty Classic. Outlaw win number 6 on the season, his second win in the past 3 races. Donnie Schatz with the big charge from 16th to 3rd. Hat tip as well to Tanner Holmes, 14th to 7th last night. That was his first Outlaw top 10 since 2023. His last came at Devil's Bowl when he was still driving the Shark racing machine. That's got to be a nice boost for him, making it happen with the family car on a really tough night in Ohio. Looking ahead, all the attention now shifts to Eldora for the next 4 days. Wednesday and Thursday are the high limit nights, and then Friday and Saturday are the Outlaw Kings Royal nights. The Outlaw guys will obviously be burning 2 freebies to race these events Wednesday and Thursday. If you were curious, not a real big high limit presence at Attica last night. Larson obviously there, but he's not a series full-timer. Tanner Thorson really the only high roller in attendance, with everyone else choosing to skip the Doty and focus on Eldora. Hopefully the weather plays nice here the next couple of days. In Iowa, really good racing at Shelby County with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. About as satisfying a dirt late model race as you can really get. Bobby Pierce came out on top of a fun battle that also included Jonathan Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr., and we had sliders, we had some contact, a lot of side-by-side racing. I even saw some chatter about a potential Race of the Year candidate. Pierce overcame an early penalty in the night to pick up that $25,000 win, which was his second Lucas score of the season and his 21st overall win of 2025. After qualifying, Pierce's 32 machine failed the droop check, with the deck height being too high. I feel like this is something we hadn't heard about for a while, and now we're getting all of these droop check things again. Pierce was docked a row in his heat race at the start, but still managed to finish second there. Behind Pierce's win, Brandon Shepard went 12th to second, rolling some hot bottom, and RTJ was third. Devin Moran did get a top 10 last night, but with all of his challengers finishing ahead of him, he gave up more ground in the standings. It's now down to 150 points back to Garrett Alberson, and Shepard is now creeping in there. He's 195 back. This could get really interesting here in the coming weeks as we start to approach that final cutoff. Lucas teams are off today for travel, and then the Silver Dollar Nationals weekend at Huset's starts on Thursday. At I-75, Cory Hedgecock went for an opening lap spin, but got his spot back for the restart and moved his way forward to get the Southern Nationals win. He topped Chris Madden and Garrett Smith for $7,500. Headed to Sonoya on Thursday, Jimmy Owens leads the Southern Nationals Championship standings. He's driving in all of these races for Big Frog, and I've been asked this in recent days kind of about his status. And we did bring this up previously on the show, but Owens still with Kohler Motorsports. He's just added these Southern Nationals races with Big Frog to his schedule. Once this tour ends, Owens will be back with Kohler to continue the rest of his 2025 campaign. Owens now leading 2 late model championships, as he's also currently atop the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series as well. Besides sprint cars at Eldora, you do have other dirt racing options today that includes the Short Track Super Series at Afton Motorsports Park. If you want to get a full rundown on your viewing options, head over to DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. I count 9 events there for today. That Watch Tonight page has what's racing, where, start times were available, and links to watch on the various streaming services. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to log in. You just hit that page up and everything's listed right there. We'll wrap it up right there for today. Don't forget, you can watch The Daily Show completely ad-free over at patreon.com/DIRTRACKR. That is one of the perks of the top tier membership I have named Reserved Seating. You can sign up free as a member on Patreon, but the premium tiers do have added benefits. So check that out, patreon.com/DIRTRACKR. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.